I forgot to pull up the Zoom call, so that will be all right. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, here on the GospelStation.com Sports and Talk Facebook page. This is Luke Young live from Duncan, Oklahoma. Give me 1 second. I'm just a tad bit distracted right now. We're going to get this back to you here in just 1 second. But okay, got that going again. Okay, I think we're all good. All right, I think we can focus on this now. So, welcome back to the game plan, ladies and gentlemen. We are at SureStay by Best Western here in Duncan, Oklahoma, 2535 North Highway 81. And when I tell you that I was so excited, and this is not a joke, I was so excited when I heard that I was getting to stay at SureStay by Best Western. When I heard this was where I was going to be, I thought, man, I've really made it. Like, this is like a 5-star hotel, top-of-the-line place right there. I'm getting treated like royalty over here. You see, I'm in my favorite place to be, the kitchen, where the food is. So I'm like set up perfectly up here. The rooms are super nice, and I was very eager to come make this trip to Duncan, Oklahoma, just for the chance to stay at SureStay by Best Western out here in Duncan, Oklahoma. Again, call 580-252-0810. I'm so used to saying 405 for back home in the city. But you can also go to bestwestern.com or use the Best Western to go app to find the nearest hotel by Best Western. Of course, Mitch, I'm out here in SureStay. I'm in the lobby area right now, so if you stop by, you might see me doing this. If you're down here for the Southern Oklahoma Invitational basketball tournament, or whether you're just traveling down for some holiday visits, make sure you're stopping by here and getting to book yourself a room, because, again, it is super nice. Highly rated on Google, highly rated on Apple. I mean, just from the short time, really, I have been here, this is an amazing place. I'm happy to be spending my weekend here. But, again, this is the game plan, and thank you so much for tuning in on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk Facebook page. We've got an hour-long show for you here today. We're here until 5 p.m. talking about all the recent in-sports news, including, and this is where we'll start, this basketball tournament that we were just at. So it is, as I mentioned, the Southern Oklahoma Invitational hosted by the Duncan Demons. Of course, they are one of the teams in it, but I'll give you some score updates. So we've played technically three games if you count the JV game. The Bethany men's game was against Capitol Hill to start off this. It was a 69-21 win for the guys. Nearly a 50-point victory right there. They got very close. 2 points shy. Now, the Bethany women's did get a 50-point victory versus Clinton. That one ended 78-26. Two blowout victories for the varsity basketball teams for Bethany High here, and we're super happy about that. They're moving on to round two. Currently, the live game at Duncan High School is the Duncan Demons taking on what appears to be the Cash Bulldogs. They are in the first quarter. The Bulldogs are up 6-0, and this is the men's game right now. They just got done with the Harding Fine Arts game, which that one seemed to be another Cash win on the women's side. So the Bulldogs trying to do what Bethany did today, send both men's and women's to the next round. We'll be keeping an eye on that one, giving you updates as it goes along, because one of these two teams, I believe, is going to be our next opponent. Pulling up the brackets here for the Southern Oklahoma Invitational. Bethany is set to face Cash on the women's side, on the men's side already. They did beat Harding Fine Arts. We are watching women's right now. There you go. I've got that sorted out. Bethany, after beating Clinton, plays the winner of this game at 4 p.m. tomorrow, while the men's game will go at 5:30. We've got another back-to-back. And, of course, on Saturday, it's Championship Saturday. We still await who's going to be on that side. The Bethany girls JV team is playing in this varsity tournament right now. They helped fill in that last slot. They had their first match today against Eisenhower at 10 a.m. I didn't get to catch much of that game for the setup I was doing for the varsity stuff, but I do know that our JV did lose. So they will play tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the early slot, while Eisenhower moves on to play 7 p.m. tomorrow versus the winner of Elgin and Lawton. Still plenty of high school basketball to be played today over at Duncan High School, and I'm ready to get back out there. But, of course, high school basketball is not the only thing we've got going on this weekend on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. The 4A state championship for high school football is this Saturday, back up in Edmond at the University of Central Oklahoma, and we'll be out there broadcasting that game. We're going to be spread super thin between basketball and football, to no one's surprise, but we will be out there. And you're not going to want to miss that one, okay? It's a rematch, the Elgin Owls and the Tuttle Tigers, in a rematch of last year's state championship. Of course, Tuttle lost that one, Elgin got them, but this year I think it's going to go Tuttle Tigers. They've been on a warpath this entire season. No one has even played them close. And I'm not sure if Elgin, as good as they are, will be able to overcome Tuttle this time around. But all this and more as we get on later in the show. Of course, basketball is the big thing right now. Now, the way Bethany played their first two games against Capitol Hill and Clinton, it seems like the offense and the full court press that they were running out had really found its groove. Clinton and Capitol Hill both, because again, they did this on both the men's and the women's side, they both really struggled to deal with the press. Turnover numbers were through the roof for both of these two games. If Bethany, again, it was on both sides though, if Bethany can shore that up, as I was saying during the game broadcast, if you were with us for that, if Bethany can limit their own turnovers but keep forcing these high turnover rates on their opponents, Bethany could win the whole thing. I don't know if there's a team in here that could beat them, save Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's is a very, very good team on the men's side, currently ranked above Bethany in Class 4A. I think they are the team to watch out for on the men's side. On the women's side, now I don't know too much about the women's class matchup right now. I can actually pull this up and overlay it on our screen here, so let me see if I can do that real quick. If it'll pull up, I'm not sure if it will. No, I don't think we're going to get that to pull up. Unfortunate, but tune in tomorrow and I'll go back over that leaderboard and we'll kind of update that as we go. But the women's team, I'd say their toughest matchup going forward is probably going to be Duncan, potentially one of Elgin or Lawton. But I would say actually the hosts for this tournament on the women's side are the team they need to watch out for. Again, Duncan and Cash playing right now. We'll see who the victor on that one is. Currently looks like they are in the break between quarters, and we will be obviously keeping up with this one as I have mentioned. Right now, honestly, though, Cash is up 10-0. They're actually at the end of the first. They were in timeout. So Cash is up 10-0. It might be Cash moving on. It might not even be Duncan. We'll see if Duncan can turn that one around. But we've come up to the first break of our show here. This is the Game Plan on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk with Luke Young. We are live from SureStay by Best Western out here in Duncan, Oklahoma. One of the best hotels around at 2535 North Highway 81. Call 580-252-0810 or go to bestwestern.com. Of course, they've also got the app. Swimming pool, free Wi-Fi, free breakfast, all that good stuff, and we'll tell you more when we come back from break. Thanks for watching. Second segment of the Game Plan right after this.
At the home of the Gotta Have It, you'll find Apple Tree Antique Gallery, located in the heart of downtown Bethany at 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway. Enjoy spacious shopping with up to 77 unique vendors across more than 10,000 square feet, offering everything from jewelry and clothing to one-of-a-kind treasures and so much more. Don't miss our third Friday weekend specials every month, and yes, we're open Sundays. Call us at 495-0602. Apple Tree Antique Gallery in Bethany. Home of the Gotta Have It.
This is Blake Nightingale State Farm, your local insurance agent over at 7304 Northwest Expressway. Here to tell you more about the business is Blake himself.
Hi, my name is Blake Nightingale, State Farm insurance agent located at 7304 Northwest Expressway here in Oklahoma City. I've been a State Farm agent since 2018. We've got 5 licensed staff members here, and we do everything from auto, home, life insurance, and health insurance. And we're real passionate about helping people. And we love youth sports, and we sponsor a lot of local teams here. And so, like I always tell people, like a good neighbor, we're here to help you.
Just like you heard from Blake, Blake Nightingale State Farm is here to help you protect what's important to you, because your car and home aren't just things. They're where you make your memories. Visit Blake and his friendly staff at 7304 Northwest Expressway and call them at 405-728-1313. Like a good neighbor, Blake Nightingale is there.
C&J Sporting Goods at 6604 Northwest 38th Street has been serving Bethany and the Metro for over 30 years, with 3 generations ready to serve you with the best shopping experience of product knowledge and customer service anywhere, with a wide selection of guns, ammo, ear and eye protection, law enforcement equipment, hunting, camping, and survival gear. If they don't have it, they will order it for you. Veteran owned and family operated. Call 405-789-8102. C&J Sporting Goods.
Learn about nursing and long-term care at CNA Training Academy, 7463 Northwest 23rd Street. Mary Chukwuma offers affordable, useful, and flexible classes every day that will teach you the foundations of medical care. Mary Chukwuma has been teaching her class for 18 years and is eager to teach you. Understand vital signs, train for and be hired as a PCA, and learn about caring for patients in nursing homes, hospitals, assisted living situations, and more at CNA Training Academy. Call 405-315-1357 and ask about financial qualifications. CNA Training Academy is open to all ages and has classes on the weekend and in the evenings as well. Call CNA now, 405-315-1357, and join classes of people learning about nursing and inspiring each other daily. And we welcome you back from break here, segment number 2 of the Game Plan with Luke Young, live from SureStay by Best Western and Duncan. We're going to move into some college sports talk now, talking to OU, talking all the local colleges we cover back home. But before we do that, a reminder, SureStay by Best Western. The address is 2535 North Highway 81. If you look them up on something like Apple Maps, it'll take you right to it. Kind of on the corner of Plato and North Highway 81. Real easy to find. Just look for the big sign out front that says SureStay by Best Western. Right across from Tractor Supply Company, right there on the corner. Great spot, north part of Duncan here, not right in the middle of everything going on, but still plenty of stuff to do around. It's a great location with a good view as well. That's always super nice. Plenty of restaurants, right? Plenty of things to do. I've seen countless golf courses on the way coming down here, so if you're a big golfer, that's there for you too. But SureStay by Best Western, again, they'll treat you like royalty here. Free breakfast when you come by in the mornings. They've got coffee. They've got a bunch of different drinks. I've got my water right now. Oh, I got to take a swig of that. Good stuff. And the rooms are super nice. Very clean. There's no smoking, so you don't have to worry about that awful smoky smell or anything like that. And I'm super pumped to be able to stay here. Again, when I said that I was looking forward to this trip, for being able to stay in this hotel, that is not a joke. If you're coming down here for the basketball tournament, for any away games, or for just the holiday season, stop by SureStay by Best Western and book yourself a room here. But as we move into segment number 2, my alma mater, Southwestern Christian University, has released its 2026 baseball schedule. And along with all the usual Sooner Athletic Conference opponents, one that sticks out to me, we've got the Austin Kangaroos on a neutral site at the end of January. Now, Austin College is really back home for me. That's North Texas. That's Sherman, Texas. I've had friends that have played baseball for the Austin Kangaroos. I think they've all graduated now. But that is super funny to see them on the schedule. I didn't think I would see that ever. And, of course, it's right after we all graduate, right? I couldn't go down and take on my old buddies from the summer ball leagues. That's just how it works, man. That's just how it works. But we're hoping to get out there and catch a few Southwestern Christian University games on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. We hope you've been enjoying the basketball games we've been covering with them. This partnership we've worked out with SU is super fun, and it's always good to go back, talk to those old friends, and catch those good college games. But when you're talking about, college, once again, the college football playoffs are the big storyline, and we're going to preview some of these games like Oklahoma, Alabama. But before we do that, if you've been keeping up with it at all, you've heard about the Sharon Moore firing. Michigan has fired Sharon Moore for cause, likely having an affair with one of the staff members, one of the junior staff members. He is out, and the reports from the situation, folks, have not been great. It seems like Coach Moore has been spiraling pretty quickly downwards. So I've been keeping an eye on it. I won't go into too much detail. I'll save you all the nitty-gritty, but Michigan is going to be in need of a head coach. The carousel continues in the college football scene right now. I mean, how many coaches now have we heard about being fired and going somewhere else already? It feels like at this rate, it's been a higher rate this year than it has in years past, which is crazy because I can remember some years that there have been a lot of coaching changes. But more just another in the long line of people who have been let go this season. So we'll see what Michigan does to fill that role. I think they have elevated their defensive coordinator. Don't quote me on this, but I think their defensive coordinator has been elevated to interim head coach. But again, we will keep an eye on that as this story develops. Back when Duke beat Virginia in the ACC championship game, that did make it so there was not an ACC team represented in the college football playoffs. The final few seeds are going to Alabama and Miami, which I still think Vanderbilt had a really good argument for making it, but that's just how things shook out. Now, I was so up in arms about Notre Dame not being in the playoffs. I don't think they ever should have held the 10 seed, frankly, that I didn't even have time to argue about Alabama on any of our shows. Alabama should not be in the playoffs. And exposing SEC bias, one of my favorite Twitter accounts right now, at Overrated SEC, Ohio State lost and fell, BYU lost and fell, Virginia lost and fell. What happened when Alabama got dominated against Georgia while racking up -3 rushing yards? Oh, they stay number 9 even with 3 losses, and they maintain their spot in the playoffs. Yeah, right. Alabama should absolutely not be in the playoffs this year if on precedent by the fact that they have 3 losses and nothing more. I don't think any 3-loss team should have been in the playoffs this year, not with the field of competition we have. Now, of course, this does give Oklahoma the chance to go through and knock out Alabama for the second time this year and knock them out of the playoffs in the first round, which I very much hope we do. But Alabama shouldn't have making it at all, and that is where I stand on that, just frankly flat out. So looking at the BYU, this comes from the official BYU Cougars account. It's going through the teams that made it in that final spot, the teams that were in contention. Miami made it. Their strength of schedule was 45 on ESPN. Their strength of record was 14. They didn't play for a conference championship. They have 2 losses to SMU and Louisville, both unranked. I think Louisville is still unranked. Notre Dame was 10-2. Their strength of schedule was 44. Their strength of record was 13. They didn't play for a conference championship. Obviously, they're independent. Their losses were to Miami and A&M, which, okay, Miami and A&M both ranked opponents, sure, but again, Miami has those 2 losses to unranked teams. BYU, let's see it for the Cougars. Their strength of schedule was 22 in the nation. Their strength of record was number 9 in the nation. They're an 11-2 team. They played in the Big 12 championship. Their only losses were to number 4 Texas Tech in the regular season, on the road, and in the Big 12 title game. BYU left out of the playoffs. I think this is the biggest travesty of it, is that BYU and Vanderbilt had basically no chance to make it to the playoffs as long as Alabama was kept in. I think that is the worst part about it, that these are 2 very deserving teams, especially BYU. They make a good case for themselves. How do we justify keeping Alabama in there? I don't see a way you justify keeping the Crimson Tide in the college football playoffs, especially when they've lost to their own unranked opponent. That's what we were saying keeps Texas out, right? Texas doesn't get in because they lost unranked Florida, despite their 2 ranked wins. Alabama shouldn't get in because they lost to unranked Florida State, despite their 2 ranked wins. But no, Alabama stays in. For some unknown reason, they let the Crimson Tide stay in. And this, folks, is why so many people are saying that the College Football Playoff Committee needs to be flat out abolished. They need to get rid of the AP rankings, get rid of the CFP rankings, and completely redo the whole thing. And I agree with them. Now, I don't expect one person to go and watch every college football game under the sun, but I do expect them to know what they're talking about. And right now, too many of them don't know what they're talking about and are too biased to be able to make it a fair committee, in my opinion. Now, how would you change it? I don't know. I don't know just right off the top of my head what the absolute best way to redo the rankings would be. I don't. We would need time to go through, try a couple of things, and really figure it out. But at this point, I think it's pretty set in stone that something needs to change. We can't keep going on like this. And Oklahoma, man, for our Sooners, we've got the entire nation hoping that Oklahoma beats Alabama in this first round of the playoffs. I think it's just bragging rights. Look, we say we're the only ones that can get to Alabama. Georgia can't beat them, right? But we can. If we knock them off twice in a season and embarrass them in the first round, that's the biggest what's the term here I'm looking for? That's the biggest, gotcha, right? That's what you, for lack of a better term, I don't know if I should say this, give the middle finger to the CFP committee, right? I don't know if that's good to say on a gospel station, but that gets my point across. Why would you put Alabama in? I hope OU blows them out. I hope we demolish them at home in Norman. Oh, and speaking of OU, SEC Special Teams Player of the Year, Tate Sandell, that was announced a day ago. Congratulations to Sandell. Despite his short shorts and the criticism apparently that has brought, he is the SEC Special Teams Player of the Year, and well-deserved. Very much well-deserved. We're coming up on the next break here, the OU-Alabama game. I will pull it up now and kind of give you what everybody's thinking of, what the preview is for it. Let's see. OU-Alabama, Friday, December 19th at 7 p.m. in Norman. Oklahoma 10-2, Alabama 10-3. It's going to be on ABC and ESPN. My money is on Oklahoma as the favorites. Let's see if I can't pull up, what the betting odds were. I never like looking at betting odds, but it's worth looking at in this point to see where National is looking. Here we go. Team stats. Currently, National guys are giving Alabama the slight edge like they did in the regular season, but it's much closer to 50-50 than you would think. It's currently, if you look on a yahoo.com for, say, 51% Alabama, 49% Oklahoma. I'm sure some other places have it exactly 50-50, but this was what it was the first time they met this season. And this is, I think, going to be another OU win. Again, at home, OU canceled all their classes on the 19th, so everybody can get out there and really make it home field advantage, which is awesome, by the way. I need Oklahoma. Folks, we don't know. You don't realize how much we need Oklahoma to win this. If Oklahoma doesn't win this and Alabama gets to move on plus the preferential treatment, Notre Dame is already being frozen out of people's schedules. You might start freezing Alabama out of schedules at this point. Just what I'm saying. This has been segment number 2 of the game plan, live from SureStay by Best Western and Duncan. Thanks to SureStay for letting me stay here over the weekend and doing this show here. We'll have another one here tomorrow, by the way. But call 580-252-0810 to get a hold of SureStay by Best Western. Of course, you can use the app, Best Western to Go. A pool, free Wi-Fi, free very strong Wi-Fi, plenty of TV channels for you to find all your entertainment on. The rooms are super nice. So we're going back to break. When we come back the second half of the show, we're going to talk some pro sports and get into the news from the NFL, MLB, and NBA. Thanks for watching, folks.
Step up to the next level at Coyote Pond, home with a $20 FFL transfer. Coyote Pond at 5804 Northwest 63rd and MacArthur makes the difference in customer service with a selection of just about everything with top dollar loans and rock bottom prices. Locally owned and operated, Coyote Pond is the destination headquarters for Bethany, Yukon, and Oklahoma City, and the home of the $20 FFL transfers. Call 405-470-7999 or go to coyotepond.com. That's 405-470-7999 and coyotepond.com.
Do it best at Evans Hardware. Since 1965, Evans Hardware has provided Midwest City with top-quality home improvement supplies and a one-of-a-kind shopping experience. At 1021 South Douglas Boulevard, Evans Hardware is family-owned and has the right products for every situation, including DIY projects, professional contracting, or quick fixes. Their satisfaction guarantee and quick turnarounds mean you'll always find what you need. So visit Evans Hardware in Midwest City.
Or call 405-732-1898. That's 405-732-1898.
Evans Hardware in Midwest City.
We are Integrity Heating, Air, and Plumbing, in business for over 40 years. We provide a top-notch service for every company and residential home in the area. Let's take a look inside and let you meet some people.
Hey, Blaine. Good morning. Here we have a part of our call center. This is Tina. That's Gabby. That's our general manager, BJ. Our office hours are from 7:30 to 7:30, Monday through Friday. And we do heating and air conditioning, plumbing and electrical. Give us a call. We always have specials. Our number one priority is your family, constant comfort and convenience. We offer 24-hour service.
And in order for us to do that, we fully stock everything here at our warehouse, whether it's commercial or residential. We offer plumbing, heating and air, and electrical full services. All of our guys are licensed, we're bonded and insured.
Here at Integrity, we offer senior discounts, military discounts, and public service discounts.
You worked hard for us, so let us work hard for you.
Yeah, go Broncos.
Now open at 5801 West Britain Road. It's Himador Mexican Grill. Order at Himador Mexican Grill and be treated to a spacious dining area, friendly staff, and delicious Mexican dishes. Fajitas, quesadillas, seafood, vegetarian meals, they've got it all at Himador Mexican Grill, 5801 West Britain Road. With different lunch and dinner specials every day and great prices, Himador Mexican Grill is the place to be. They open at 11 a.m. every day and come by starting August 30th to get some drinks at the brand new bar. The people love Himador Mexican Grill, and you will too. Call 405-367-7274 or email himadorgrill5801@gmail.com to reserve your table. Himador Mexican Grill is eager to serve you. 5801 West Britain Road, and call 405-367-7274.
And that brings us right back from break here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk Facebook page. Thank you so much to everybody who is tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the show now. As we get back for segment number 3, we're going to go over again this Cash versus Duncan game. It seems I was wrong about that. On the women's side, Cash has blown out Duncan here through the first half, 33-4, the current score with 2 minutes left to play in the second. Looks like this is going to be a runaway win for the Bulldogs. So if they do continue at this rate and the Bulldogs and the Broncos meet, now you have two teams that blew out their opening round opponents by 30 or more, let's say, meeting up in the second round. The winner of that goes to championship game. We could see some fireworks tomorrow, folks. We could. But we're at SureStay by Best Western. Get this, they have a technology center, a little business center here on the other side of the stairs. So if you do forget to bring your technology, you need to do a little bit of work, you got something you got to take care of, they've got you hooked up, right? I've seen the computer over there. I haven't used it myself. I've got all my streaming equipment with me, so I haven't needed. But if you do find yourself in need of a computer, they've got, a facility for you here. They've got you hooked up. But thanks to SureStay by Best Western. I'm enjoying my time here, enjoying doing this show here as well, and eager to continue with it. Plenty of parking outside. And, they've also got wheelchair accessible, handicap accessible, and paid private parking on site if you need that extra special bit of treatment. But as we get here to segment number 3, we're going to move into the pro scene. Breaking news. TJ Watt is currently in a local hospital for further medical evaluation of his lung after experiencing discomfort at the practice facility on Wednesday. He will not practice on Thursday, and his status for Monday's night game versus Miami is in question. Coach Tomlin will provide more updates at the appropriate time. Steelers starting outside linebacker TJ Watt in the hospital. Not great. Hope he is all right. A lung injury, perhaps? That's never good to hear. The Steelers currently sit atop the NFL AFC North 7-6 record, just barely past the 6-7 Steelers. They have maintained that top spot. Their next game, let's see if I can pull it up here. I don't know off the top of my head who they have next. And it doesn't look like my phone wants to pull it up for me. Well, we'll drop that one for now. If they want to find, okay, look, the NFC, it's crazy. The NFC picture is insane right now, right? The AFC picture is not quite so out there. You kind of have your top dogs that have cemented themselves in the Pats, the Bills, the Jaguars are up there. The Colts, unfortunately, have fallen after that injury to Daniel Jones, but the Broncos are up there. And the Eagles, despite their 3-game losing streak, still sit atop the NFC East. The AFC, right now I'd say Broncos, Jags, Steelers, Patriots. Those are your 4 conference leaders or division leaders. Bills, give me the Texans, give me the Chargers. I think, and then we'll say the last one in the hunt would, I guess, be the Ravens right now. That's what my pick is. The NFC, Eagles, Packers, Bears, Bucks, Rams, and the Seahawks for sure, with the 49ers in contention. Maybe the Lions if they go on that little bit of a streak there on the end. So there's still some very, very important games to be played through the end of the NFL season. If you're in fantasy right now, you should have just started playoffs. I earned my number 1 seed. I'm going to buy. I know. Just pop the collar right there. I know. But there's a lot left to play in the NFL this year especially. So we're super eager, I guess, to see. I hope the Philadelphia Eagles continue to lose, frankly. But it would have been really nice if Dallas got a win versus Detroit when the Eagles lost again. If you missed that game, I don't want to talk about it. The Cowboys have the Vikings next, which is a much better matchup for us, in my opinion. I do actually expect Dallas to come out and get a win versus the Vikings and get back in the win column. It's just the Eagles sit so far ahead now. We fell so far behind. The Eagles have the Raiders next. Like, who's losing to the Las Vegas Raiders this year? Probably not Philadelphia, even with their offensive struggles, if you will. I'm trying to find the Steelers' schedule real quick to look at their next one. Looks like their next game is against the Dolphins, which we have seen Miami pull off some pretty weird upsets. They got that one against the Bills earlier. So I definitely see with Watt being out, the Dolphins could force the Steelers back down to 7-7, back down to 500. They could do it. I don't know if they will do it. I'm not ever counting on the Dolphins for anything, but they could do it. And that's what matters, right? That's what matters. Speaking back to Indianapolis, Daniel Jones is out for the season. That is set in stone. He is done for. We're not going to see him come back. They brought, was it Phillip Rivers out of retirement to come back and play for the Colts? We're going to get to see Phillip Rivers for the first time in like 5 years, which is wild to say. I can't believe the last time he played was like 5 years ago. The guy's 44. He's 44 years old, still getting NFL starts. How old was Tom Brady when he retired? Let's see. I bet you I could figure it out real quick. Brady is 48 right now. He last played 3 years ago, so he would have been 45-ish. Phillip Rivers is close. He could stay in the league longer than Brady. I mean, what if he comes in and does really, really good? What if Phillip Rivers comes in and it's the best-case scenario that he will win out the rest of the season, make it to the playoffs, and Phillip Rivers leads the Colts a couple rounds deep? What a world. Dude, that's best-case scenario right there, especially for Indianapolis fans, because, look, Indiana is cursed, okay? Let's just say it. They're cursed. Between the Pacers, the Colts this year, and their injury bug, they're kind of cursed. So it would be really cool for those fans to get to see something happen now. Will it? No, probably not. But it would be really cool. It would be really cool. Some other news from the pro scene we're looking at here. I wanted to bring this up because we haven't covered the Thunder much. We haven't covered much of basketball yet. We're still kind of getting into NFL, into college, into pro. The Oklahoma City Thunder are 24-1. That's tied for the best 25-game start in NBA history. You know who they're tied with? The 2015-2016 Warriors. If they get one more win, the Thunder have the best record for a 26-game start. I think maybe, again, I don't know exact, but if they get one more win, they might own that record. Hello? Best team in NBA history coming into question? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had, let's see if I got this here. I think he had 20-plus in that game that set them on. They were playing the Wizards? I don't remember exactly. Here we go. I've got it here. Third team ever to start a season 23-1 or better. Tied for the best record. Holmgren is playing out of his mind. Gilgeous-Alexander's playing out of his mind, obviously. The guys are going crazy. And again, I'm trying to find, I know I saved a post somewhere that mentioned it. I'm trying to find it real quick. So bear with me here. No, I don't think I'm going to find it. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Let's just look up the Thunder schedule. That will tell us what's happening. So the Oklahoma City Thunder, 24-1. Oh, it was against Phoenix. That's right. It was a 138-89 win against the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, talk about 50-point wins. How about a 49-point win in the NBA? And by the way, that was in the NBA Cup quarterfinals. So the in-season tournament, Phoenix came in, lost by 50, put up a 17-point fourth quarter, while the Thunder had 36 or better in 3 of their 4 quarters. In that game, Gilgeous-Alexander 28-2-8, Holmgren 24-8-2, both nearing that double-double mark. When I tell you those two are playing out of their minds to start the season, I mean it. Jalen Williams, 15 points. Lou Dort, 12. And they're even getting a lot of help off their bench with Brandon Carlson. Ousmane Dieng, I think I pronounced that right, had 11 as well. They're going to go back-to-back. Look, I'm just going to say it right now. My prediction, OKC goes back-to-back. There's not a team in the league, again, save maybe San Antonio, that could beat the Thunder right now. There's not another team. There's no one out of the East. No one out of the Eastern Conference can beat them. Not with Milwaukee wanting out. Not with Boston in a down year. Not with what's all happening with the Knicks and the Pacers. I don't think any of them can do it. Let's see. What is Indiana right now? Indiana's 6-18. Yeah, they did get that win. Or excuse me. Let me see if I can find it here. I don't want to say something wrong. The Pistons are 19-5. The Knicks are 17-7. The Celtics are 15-9. We're on a 5-game win streak. Shout out Jaylen Brown. But again, I don't see any Eastern team coming back and beating them. Let's look at the Western Conference, though, because obviously all the competition is in the Western Conference when it comes to that stage. We'll look up the Lakers first, because the Lakers are making their move right now. So, in the Western Conference, the Thunder are top, 24-1. The Nuggets are 2, 17-6. The Rockets are 3rd. The Lakers are 4th, and the Spurs are 5th. That top 5 is, in my opinion, going to stay relatively stable. I think Thunder, Nuggets, Rockets, Lakers, Spurs. Those top 5 are just going to stay there the rest of the season. Whoever that next team is, right now it's the Timberwolves, the Suns, and then the Warriors. Whoever those teams are, that could change. But I don't see those top 5 teams really falling out. Maybe something happens to the Spurs or the Lakers. But the Lakers just got LeBron back, and Austin Reeves and Luke are playing out of their minds. The Thunder are, though, far and away the best team. The next closest to them is 6 games, with the Nuggets 17-6. The Knicks are 2 games behind the Pistons in the Eastern Conference, and they both have 5 or more losses. Just no one's. I guess the Knicks are doing. The Pistons are doing good, but just no one's on the level of the Thunder. If I haven't hammered it home enough, I think the Thunder are going to go back-to-back. And, of course, we've got a lot of first-round picks for the Thunder, which are still, if you haven't been looking at that, look up how the Thunder still have first-round picks. It's nuts. There's a chance that the Thunder had the number 1 overall pick. It's insane. It's insane. But that takes us to the end of our football and basketball combined segment, I guess. We're going to move on, talk some baseball and some breaking news when we come back. That'll be it for quarter number 3, if you will, for that segment. We're at SureStay by Best Western out here in Duncan, Oklahoma. 2535 North Highway 81, right off the main road. Call 580-252-0810. Go to bestwestern.com to find a location close to you. But we're going back to break. When we come back, the final segment. Thank you so much for watching. This has been The Game Plan with Luke Young. Final 15 minutes coming at you soon.
John Campbell is your local health market agent that specializes in Medicare. Instead of talking through an 800 number, talk face-to-face with your local agent, John Campbell, to answer all your questions and find the company that best fits your needs. John Campbell Health Market serves Yukon, Bethany, and the surrounding area and will travel across the state of Oklahoma to meet with you. Call John Campbell Health Markets at 405-200-8414. Call 405-200-8414.
Lilygrass Flowers and Decor is rooted in rich history dating back to 1979 in the precious memory of Flowers by Roy. Alicia Rankins and staff have carried the commitment to only offer the finest, unique floral arrangements with same-day delivery locally and nationally. What you envision, we make reality at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, 7101 Northwest Expressway. Call Lilygrass Flowers and Decor at 721-1813 and begin a new memory.
Polished is total grooming at 836 Garth Brooks in Yukon with 28 years combined experience, including airbrush design, nail caps on dogs and cats, as well as the Bribe Bar and pet photography. It's a dog and cat day out at Polish, and ask about the month's membership that includes a free weekly bathing and 50% off pet grooming. Go to polishgrooming.com or call 405-494-8409. Keep your fur baby happy with expert affordable pet grooming at Polish in Yukon.
Looking for fast cash without the hassle? At Red River Credit in Oklahoma City, they've got you covered. They offer auto-secured loans up to $3,660, and the best part, no credit check. Need something different? They also provide traditional installment signature loans with a credit check. Whether you need quick cash or a long-term solution, they're here to help. Enjoy cash-friendly service with easy access online at redrivercredit.com. You can apply in person at 4571 Northwest 23rd Street, Suite A in Oklahoma City. Call 405-440-0582. Come visit us at Raspado's Hawaiian Shaved Ice, 4571 Northwest 23rd Street. We're open year-round, 7 days a week, so come try our delicious crepes, smoothies, and churros. Raspado's Hawaiian Shaved Ice, 405-225-1000. We also serve burgers, tacos, and more. 4571 Northwest 23rd Street. Also on Facebook, Raspado's OKC. That's Raspado's OKC, 405-225-1000.
Who's got the sauce? Zaxby's does. Come by Zaxby's Chicken Fingers and Buffalo Wings at 5859 Northwest Expressway and find out why Zaxby's is Oklahoma's go-to for great chicken meals. Zaxby's has the chicken fingers, the sandwiches, the wings, and the sauce that will leave your mouth watering. Now with the all-new lemon pepper line of meals. Late Night Zax introduces the Zappetizer Trio and keeps the drive-thru open after 8 p.m. So use the Zaxby's app to earn rewards, and remember that Zaxby's will cater your event. Head to 5859 Northwest Expressway or call 405-603-8190 to make your Zaxby's order now. 405-603-8190. Zaxby's. And that brings us back for the final time here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk, our Facebook page. Thank you again to everybody who has been tuning in right here. Always happy to see people coming by, tuning into the streams. We know we're having a good turnout on YouTube as well, which is always great to see. We couldn't do what we do without your support. By the way, this broadcast is always powered by Simplified Tech Solutions at 45. Oh, I'm blanking. Oh, no. I had it memorized earlier today. 4221 North MacArthur Boulevard in War Acres. I got it. I still remember. Eric at Simplify will help you out with all your tech and stuff, Wi-Fi, telephone systems, everything you need support or repair. Eric will help you out at Simplify. So thanks to Simplify for supporting the stream. But we are doing this show live from SureStay at by Best Western in Duncan. I'm hanging out in the kitchen. Again, my favorite spot because it's where all the food is. 580-252-8010 is the number to call. Again, go to the website, bestwestern.com. Use the app, Best Western to go. Super highly rated, 24-hour front desk. They accept contactless payments. Some of the reviews I talked about include terms like my favorite place to stay in Duncan, Oklahoma. The manager is always lovely. The fruit is fresh and tasty. The food is very good. And all this 4.4 rating, I think it is on Booking.com. Very highly rated across the board. And you can get in here. The booking process is super simple, and they're very friendly. Thanks to SureStay by Best Western. If you have X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and you don't follow NBA Centel, do yourself a favor and follow NBA Centel. An hour ago, they made a post. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading Giannis Antetokounmpo to the San Antonio Spurs, which it's a joke post. That's Centel's thing, but the joke is that NBA Centel is never wrong, just early. Centel has a very good track record of predicting things well in advance in what is supposed to be joke posts, and I have actually heard that San Antonio is looking into Giannis. That is not a joke. I have actually heard that around. Antetokounmpo and Wemby on the same team would be nightmare fuel, and I've heard it is an idea. But so we were talking about the Alabama-Oklahoma game earlier. I found the tweet I was looking for, or the information I should say I was looking for. Ty Simpson may legitimately have a back injury he's dealing with. It's the big rumor going around right now. Apparently, Kalen DeBoer is a top target at Michigan now that Moore is gone. So Kalen DeBoer could be leaving after this year. And all this before they take on a team that beat them in the regular season, now in a playoffs that they shouldn't even be in. Things are not looking good for Alabama. Again, we really need OU to win this one. I really think OU should win this one. Get this. After FC Haka was relegated to the second division in Finland, a group of 3 minor fans set fire to the stadium. That's not a joke. FC Haka fans set their stadium on fire after the team was relegated. It just means more. Thanks, Barstool. What they got going on in Finland, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. I can't imagine ever setting our stadiums on fire. Breaking news on the MLB. Both Schwarber and Alonso taken off of the market. The Mets are Metsing very hard. They've lost their starting first baseman. They are now in the market for a replacement, but this also comes after they lost Edwin Diaz. This comes after they lost a couple other notable names. I think a lot of pitchers, but Alonso, man, he was also a target for my Red Sox. And now it's being reported that Boston is not in the conversation for Bo Bichette anymore. So I don't know what we're doing on the baseball side at all. Schwarber, Alonso, and Bichette were actually 3, top targets for all of us Boston fans this offseason. We're not getting any of them. Hopefully we re-sign Bregman. Story wants to stay. He had a really good end to his year. And we've got, of course, our very strong rookies. But, man, we need a first baseman. We really need a first baseman. We're making some moves for pitching. But, again, every single day that goes by, the Rafael Devers trade looks worse and worse. And every name that's taken off the market, every move we don't make, looks worse and worse for our ownership, which we already have plenty of issues with, by the way. Speaking on the Mets, it was reported by Anthony DiComo, the Mets never made a formal offer to Pete Alonso. Apparently, it was very clear to their ownership that they did not want to shell out the money that Alonso was deserving of. So he moved on. He's in Baltimore now. Yeah, even when AL East and still didn't go Red Sox. Let's go Boston. This team. The Texas Rangers expected to be sellers this offseason. They want to diminish the cost of their lineup. Corey Seager, a big name that has been, kind of thrown around on the market. Apparently, Seager is going to be one of the first to be sold off. A lot of teams are going to be in the market for him. I mentioned this partially because my Red Sox are also in that conversation, but because Texas, we knew, is kind of going to be in this spot. They've had a lot of changes they're putting through their lineup offensively. I don't know what their next team is going to look like. It's definitely going to be a very interesting question, but it already feels like they're a long way off from their World Series, right? They feel like I feel like they've had a lot of big names come by. A lot of changes have been made. They're not the same team in any respects that they were for that World Series run, even with the players remaining that were. But also, Houston has not been in the news much. I just have not heard much about the Astros' offseason plans. And I can look it up real quick and look for some headlines, but apparently, this is just the first one that popped up on Sports Illustrated. Apparently, the Astros might be going after Freddie Peralta. Interesting. Again, I just hadn't heard much from Houston. I have no idea what they're going for, but Freddie Peralta, right-hand pitcher, that's a big target for them. Interesting to see if they get a deal done with Milwaukee, man. This is the fun part of the offseason where everything is still fresh and nobody knows what's happening. And all the moves are surprising. There's nothing guaranteed. So, hey, I'm keeping an eye on it. You should too. And not just for your team, because apparently my team is never going to make a move, but just to see how things shape out around the league, right? Any other breaking news we can go over before we end off this show? try and find something here. Alonso to the Mets, we talked about that. Oh, the draft order was released. The Chicago White Sox have the number 1 overall pick, followed by Tampa Bay, the Twins, the Giants, and the Pirates in the top 5. 6 through 10 is Kansas City, Baltimore, the Athletics, the Braves, and the Rockies, which the Rockies suck and they still couldn't get a top 5 pick. Washington is at 11. The Angels are at 12. St. Louis is 13. Miami is 14. Arizona is 15. Then it's Rangers, Astros, the Texas duo, followed by the Reds, the Guardians, and then Boston at number 20. 21 through 25 is San Diego, Detroit, Chicago Cubs, the Seattle Mariners, and the Milwaukee Brewers. There's your 2026 MLB draft order, as that was revealed just yesterday. Well, folks, I think that has taken us kind of to the end of the show here. We're approaching 5 p.m., so again, I'm keeping an eye out for anything breaking, but thank you to everybody that has tuned in on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk as we come to the end of the show. It's been another fun one. A reminder to tune in tomorrow for the high school basketball games. We are broadcasting over at Duncan High School. It is the Southern Oklahoma Invitational 2025. They do this every year. They actually do this in track as well, which is a pretty big one apparently. Apparently the track contest is a big deal down here. But again, could be as early as 4:30. If we get out there for the JV game, could be as early as 10, but plan on 4:30. And for me tonight, I think that's going to be it. We'll be back out here with another episode of the game plan, though, from SureStay by Best Western. We do know that for sure tomorrow. And then Saturday is for a state championship, the Tuttle Tigers and the Elgin Owls. But SureStay by Best Western. One final time, I'll give you the address, number, and way to find it. 2535 North Highway 81. Call 580-252-0810. Go to bestwestern.com or use the app. Right here, excellent place in the city. Excellent location. The rooms are very nice, very well kept. No smoking, no pets, so you don't have to worry about any obnoxious noise or the smells. The rooms are obviously very clean. Strong Wi-Fi, lots of channels, free breakfast in the mornings. They've got the business area over there if you need the technology. And really just, man, the people here are friendly. And it doesn't get much better than that. It's friendly and helpful people. So that does it for this show. This is Luke Young from Duncan, Oklahoma, done with day 1 of the Southern Oklahoma Invitational. Thank you again, and we will see you next time. Tune in tomorrow on GSN Sports and Talk. But for now, this is me. I'm over with. Have a good one.
Are you looking for some hair, some virgin hair, some extensions? Well, come to Alchemy Ming Virgin Hair and Boutique. We have moved to 10709 North Rockwell Avenue, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Suite D. Come and see all the styles from your best hairstylist, your favorite hairstylist, the award-winning hairstylist of the year, Jasmine J.G. Garrett Whitson.
Let's all really listen to what politicians say. Does it make sense? For instance, raising tax rates on large corporations. Sounds good. Then we remember, corporations do not pay taxes. They pass tax costs through to their customers. That means a corporate tax increase is a tax increase for everyone who does business with a corporation. That's a tax increase to every one of us. Dwayne McAnally, McAnally Foundation.
When technology has you screaming at the office, call Simplify Tech Solutions at 405-981-1011. Located at 4221 North MacArthur Boulevard, Simplify Tech Solutions features IT management, business phone systems, manages Wi-Fi, and offers repair and support. Simplify your Wi-Fi before the emotional breakdown by calling Simplify Tech Solutions. Locally owned and operated at 405-981-1011. 405-981-1011. Simplify Tech Solutions.
Come see us down at Smoothie King. We have 2 amazing locations to serve you. 5914 Southeast 15th Street in Midwest City and 5921 Southwest 3rd Street, located right in the heart of Oklahoma City. Folks, we have the awesome Dude Perfect smoothie. We have wonderful enhancements to get you ready for your workout. Rule the day. Smoothie King is your one-stop shop for delicious smoothie action. Come see us at Smoothie King.